Hi, in this video I will try to give you a very brief overview of a fairly large model which is called the comprehensive e-commerce model. In the names sheet you can set the names of your SKUs or the products which you sell, the names of the raw materials or components which are being used, and you can set names for a few other things as well. Database is a sheet in which you enter all historical data. Entering data into the database instead of entering data into the proper sheets in which modeling is done offers a number of advantages in modeling, but it's too complex to discuss in this brief video. In the SKU and raw material assumptions, you can set prices for the raw materials and prices at which your SKUs are going to sell. The model originally was developed for a client who preferred a very granular approach, so you can see here that there is a possibility to set prices for every single month separately. In the SKU raw material matrix sheet, you can define, for example, if a particular SKU, let's say SKU number 4, in this situation, maybe it is supposed to be assembled from a number of raw materials or components. You can specify all that in this sheet. The input track control is a feature which helps you to monitor how far you have advanced in populating the model with your own data. Then there is the cost assumptions sheet, which shows in percentages for a number of cost positions their relationship to the total revenue. In the cost model, there is historical data taken from the database. Many rows here are either blank or showing zeros, which is because all of this is dummy data in order to protect the privacy of the client for whom this model was originally developed. The performance marketing sheet offers you the ability to model sales through an online marketing funnel. There are multiple advertising channels available to set up in the model, like Google, Facebook ads, etc. Like most parameters in this model, online marketing budget is set monthly for each advertising channel. After setting up cost per click, the model calculates total acquired customers who are then distributed per sales channel. Conversion rates by each sales channel lead to realized sales, and when combined with average order value, this results in actual performance marketing sales revenue per sales channel. Further down, below advertising channels, you can set up the distribution of performance marketing sales per SKU for each of your sales channels. Furthermore, in the current version of the file, there are 3 top-line sheets. These are the sheets which do everything in the calculation of how many units of each SKU are being sold at what price and at what discount through each of your sales channels that you may have. Then there is the debt schedule sheet. You can enter the amount of the loan taken, the interest rate, and the payback period. And the only other thing to enter is the month in which the loan is supposed to be taken. It will be automatically included through this combined debt schedule into your 3-statement model, into the financial statements. The inventory is a part of this model which is especially useful. Basically, it is going to calculate from the number of units sold through all of the channels. It will calculate the raw material needs for all of these units. And there is a piece of VBA code which I'm going to explain and demonstrate in another video, which allows you to order the inventory by just one click. You can plan in advance. For example, if you have certain sales expected in the following months and clearly the inventory is going to fall, you don't have to manually order inventory month by month. The sheet is going to do it all by itself, and it is going to consider also the time which is needed for specific raw materials or components to travel from your vendor to your storage. The income statement and all other financial statements here in the three-statement model have three components. They have the monthly view, which shows 30-something historical months plus 60 projected months. After that, there is the quarterly view. I can switch simply by clicking here. There are 2 years of historical quarterly data and 5 years of projected quarterly data. In the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, it's the same for all three. And finally, the annual data. So the balance sheet here, the balance sheet is pretty simple. In this version, it does not include too many rows, but it is balancing perfectly, linked perfectly to other financial statements. Same goes for the cash flow. Tax model sheet is used to calculate the tax credit, which is then carried forward into the following year in order to offset the pre-tax income in the next year and thereby to decrease the total amount of taxes which the company has to pay. Next feature of the model is this so-called short form model. Now, this is something special. It does not consider at all sales data from sales of individual products. Instead, this model works like a very classical financial model in which it takes total revenue data, main cost and expenses data, and projects them into the future, mostly using these ratios, expense to total revenue. One neat feature of this model is that you set the first month to be projected separately from the rest of the model. And let me show you how it works. Let's say that the first projected month is August 2020. The file will recognize months until July as historical months, and the model will automatically recognize how many months are remaining in the year 2020 and will project them based on the growth rate set here. Analysis per product is a pretty large sheet which enables you to calculate the profitability per every single SKU. So all costs, expenses, and even taxes get properly distributed to each SKU individually in this sheet. Now we come to the dashboards. This is the main dashboard. It can be changed, expanded in a number of ways, however the client sees fit. The long form annual dashboard, now this is actually made to be printable, and I will demonstrate it at the end of this video. So the organization of these charts is maybe not optimal for on-screen viewing, but it is so because the client wanted to be able to print this with ease. There is the annual and quarterly version of the same dashboard, and also this short form dashboard, which is connected to the short form model, which I have shown you. Now, as for the printing, let's say that I want to print the annual dashboard. If I click simply here, it is going to ask me to set the printer to Adobe PDF. The moment I do it, I will be able to print, which is actually to save as PDF the dashboard. And this is going to work on any computer. And you can see it here. It is already printed and organized in such a way so to be presentable. I thank you for your time.